Today I'm going to be doing some fidget spinner tricks. So I've been practicing and I got these books that have like a whole bunch of different tricks in them, and I have like some mastered. Some of them are like easy and then some of them are more hard and difficult. So I'm going to be teaching those to you guys today. But if you want to see some more about the fidget spinners that I'd be using, you can watch my video from last week by clicking in the I button right here or in the description box below. So yeah, go watch that. Now onto the video. Okay, so trick number one is the basic spin, and there's kind of two different ways to do this. So there's like the one where you use it with just one hand, and then there's another one where you use it with this hand and that hand. So basically you're just going to take your spinner, and you're going to use these two fingers and put them on. You can really do any fingers, but I like these two, because when you're doing the single hand spin, it works better to use these two fingers so you can use your middle finger when spinning it. So if you're going to use two hands, you just place your fingers right there, and then you can just use your finger to spin it just like that. But if you're going to do the one hand spin, you'll take your middle finger and kind of place it in between two of these arms. And if you're really beginner, you might want to try just before actually spinning it, just kind of rocking back and forth like this. And then once you're ready, just flick it really hard and it'll spin it. And then you can also stop it with using your middle finger too. Just like that. Okay, so this is called the table spin. So basically you're just going to put your spinner on the table, and if you want to keep it in place, you can use a finger just at the beginning. And then you'll just use your other pointer finger and spin it. Then you can let go with this pointer finger, and there you go. Try to see how long you can make it spin. Comment down below what your record is. Okay, so this is called the bottle spin. And you will need a bottle for this. I use water bottles, but you can use whatever bottle that has a flat surface as the cap. So you're just going to place your spinner on the cap and hold it with your pointer finger. And then you're just going to use your other pointer finger to spin it. And then once you're ready, let go. Okay, this is called the finger spin. So you'll hold the spinner in one hand using your pointer finger and your thumb, and you want to make sure that it's like parallel to the floor. That way you can make it balance on your finger once you let go with your thumb. So you're just going to spin it, and then once you're ready, let go with your thumb and make it balance on one finger. You can try to balance it on every single one of your fingers, even your thumb. The thumb's a little bit hard, but I find the pointer finger to be the easiest. Okay, this is called the dryer spin. So you will need a hair dryer for this one, but you can also use a hand dryer if you're out in the public in like a public restroom or something. So you're going to take your spinner and hold it with two fingers. It doesn't really matter which ones. I find the pointer finger and the thumb to be the easiest. And then you're just going to turn on your hair dryer and put it a little bit close. At first you need to really figure out where your hair dryer needs to be for it to spin fast. But you can get it to spin really fast if you have a powerful hair dryer. Did you guys hear that? It sounded like it was like a plane taking off or something. It is going so fast. I'm not kidding. This is going... Oh. That was crazy. Okay, this is called the table drop. So you need to sit by a flat surface or a table while doing this one. And then you're going to hold your spinner using your pointer finger and your thumb. And you want to hold it parallel to the flat surface that you're sitting next to. So you're going to give it a good spin using your other hand. And then once you have a good speed, you're going to kind of turn your hand, and then once you're ready, just kind of throw it onto the table. And you want to throw it like so it's flat, or so it's like laying parallel to the floor still. And if you get it right, you can get it to still be spinning when it lands. Just like that. It might take a couple tries at first, and then once you get it, you should have it down. This is called the double cross, and you will need two different spinners for this one. I guess they don't have to be different, but it looks cooler if you have two different colors. So you're just going to hold them, and you want the caps to meet, and then you're just going to hold it with your fingers. I find it easier to hold it with two fingers in the back instead of one. So you'll need to spin the top one in one direction, and then spin the bottom one in the opposite direction. It looks really cool on the inside when you do it. So you can even add more once you get more experience, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the video in the intermediate section. This is called the pencil spin, so obviously you will need a pencil. You also need to make sure that your fidget spinner, these little caps can come out. I think most of them can, but some of them can't, so make sure that yours can. And then I've also noticed that some of these holes in the middle aren't big enough for a pencil to fit through, so you also need to make sure that yours can. Mine is a little bit too big, so I'm going to use some tape to make sure that it's more secure. Okay, and then once it's secure, you're gonna wanna set your pencil up. You need to make sure that your pencil has a flat bottom. I'm using a colored pencil because all my normal pencils, the erasers, are gone and not balanceable. So you can either use a colored pencil or even a pen would work too. So just hold it at the bottom and then give it a nice spin. And once you're ready, just let go of your pencil. This is called the nose spinner. Alright, so you're just going to take your spinner and you're just going to press it against your nose and then hold it with this finger, your pointer finger, or your middle finger, I guess it doesn't really matter, and tilt your head back as far as you can so that your nose is level, or so that your head is level so that the spinner can balance on your nose. And then once you're ready to spin it, and then once you find your balance, you can let go. If you get good at this, try to see if you can stand up while it's still balancing on your nose. Now we're moving on to level 2, and this is the pencil balance, so you will need a pencil for this one also. Okay, so hold the pencil with the pointy side down, so you want the flat side on top, and your hand. You might want to balance it on the table so you have a little bit more balance. Then you're going to hold the spinner in your other hand and give it a nice spin. And then once you're ready, just transfer it over onto the pencil. This is really tricky, so it might take a couple tries. Woo, first try. There you go. This is called the UFO Trick, and you will need some string for this one. So you're going to take some string. It doesn't really matter the length, but probably a little bit shorter. You don't want it too long. Okay, so mine's about 12 to 15 inches. It doesn't really matter the length, but probably the shorter the better. Alright, so now you're just going to take it and you're going to tie it on the cap. Probably double knotted, that'd be the best. Alright, and then just trim the excess on this side. Okay, pull it to make sure it's secure, and then you're ready. So just take it and give it a good spin, and then let it dangle. And there you go, spins just like a UFO. Okay, this is the triple spin, and you will need 3 spinners for this one. And once again, it looks better if you have different colors, but it does not matter. Okay, so this one really is a challenge for me because my hands are pretty small. So I was gonna do 4, but my hands were too small and I couldn't do 4. So if you can do 4, you can do 4 or whatever, but I'm only gonna do 3. And you're gonna wanna stack it like this. It makes it just easier so that they're all combined already, and then you can just place your fingers. So yeah, once you have it like this, you're gonna use your thumb and your pointer finger to hold them. Make sure that the caps are all touching completely and then they're not off balance. Now once you have that, you're going to spin the bottom one way, the middle one the opposite way, and then the pink one the same way as the bottom one. And there you go. Okay, this is the spinner stack trick. You will need 2 spinners and an object to stack on. I'm going to use an orange. Alright, so to start, you're just going to set one on the bottom. And then you're going to stack your object on, make sure that it's level and it's not hitting the spinner's arms. And then once you have that sitting on there so that it's straight and it's able to spin, you're just going to spin your spinner. Just like that. And once you're ready, set your other spinner on top and spin it. And I challenge you guys on this one to see if you can stack more objects on top of that. So even more oranges or whatever your object is. Alright, this is the parallel spinner stack. And for this one, you will need a lot of spinners and also 3 magnets per spinner. You will just pick one for your bottom. I'm going to do pink. Okay, and then you're just going to stick each magnet on the arm of the spinner. This will only work if you have spinners that have the little metal rings in it. Okay, and then you're just gonna take your other spinner and set it on top. Just like that. Make sure it lines up. So you can see that there's space in between there where the magnets are touching and magnetizing them together so that they are stacked together. And then we're gonna keep stacking. Alright, so I got 5 on mine. Comment down below how many you can get. That's the challenge I have for you. You can even try spinning it if you want. Woo! There you go. Alright, so I hope you guys learned some tricks from this video. It was super fun to film for y'all. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking right here. And you can watch my last week's video, the spinner unboxing video, by clicking over here. And also comment down below if you guys completed any of the challenges that I gave you in the video of the spinner tricks. And I will keep working on some of my tricks. So hopefully maybe we can do another video of this with harder tricks. And I will see you soon. Bye!